Good morning, everyone. So, welcome back to the second day of this week. And yesterday, we talked about poetic devices, right? So, today also we are going to continue with poetic devices. Okay, and the sessions would be for specific classes depending on the kind of examples we have brought. But then the session that is specific for grade 5 and 6, it does not mean that grade 7 and 8 students cannot watch, because this is applicable for, you can say, students reading in senior classes as well. But why we have kind of you can say made this for a specific group is because the examples we are going to bring would be more relevant to the lower classes. That means the class 5 and 6, it means specifically for them, and if the session is for grade 7 and 8, it's more for the sample or the examples would be more you can say applicable, or you can say relevant to the students reading in grade 7 and 8. That's the only reason. Otherwise, see, poetic devices, you can say, are almost in a way, it's not that there are certain poetic devices you learn only in class 5 and 6. Okay. So, what I meant to say is some of the poetic devices are there in grade 5 and 6 as well as in grade 7 and 8, right. But then there are some specific poetic devices which is introduced only in grade 7 and 8. So, at that, you can say, in that case it would be difficult for grade 5 and 6 students to understand those poetic devices. So, that is the only reason why we have segregated, right. Okay. So, let us begin with two poetic devices, okay, for today for class 5 and 6, okay. And since this is for grade, you can say 7 and 8 also, you can also watch. So, yesterday we talked about what poetic devices are, okay, and we also, in a way, I remember during my session I have introduced some poetic devices, isn't it? And then like I told you, we wouldn't be able to cover all the poetic devices. I don't know, but see, in my session I won't be able to cover all the poetic devices, but then some poetic devices will be covered by Getinsa Thargela and some I will cover. So, we hope that we would be able to cover all the poetic devices that we expect students of grade 5 to 8 to learn during their course, right. So, simile. So, it is a poetic device which is used to compare two different things having a common quality using like or as. So, simile, metaphor, I have discussed yesterday for grade 7 and 8. Okay. So, see, simile and metaphor both are devices or tools used by poets to compare two different things. The only difference is that in simile we use words like or as, whereas in metaphors we do not use such words. It is a kind of direct comparison. Okay. For example, the stars twinkle like diamonds in the sky. So, what do you find here? The stars, they are compared to diamonds. Okay. So, stars and diamonds, actually if you look at, right, we see they are two different things, isn't it? The stars are compared to diamonds in the sky. Okay. By using the word like, the stars twinkle like diamonds in the sky. My teddy is as soft as a ball of cotton. Okay. So, here what you are doing is you are comparing your teddy bear, okay, you are comparing your teddy to a soft ball of cotton, right, you are comparing it to a ball of cotton, and you are using here as instead of like. Okay. So, simile can be in a way created, or in a, you can say a poet can use simile in a poem by using like or as. So, in the first example, what do you see? the stars twinkle like diamonds in the sky. And in the second example, my teddy is as soft as a ball of cotton. So what are you comparing your teddy with? A ball of cotton, right? But you are using, instead of like, you are using as soft as. Okay, so if you get an idea about, okay, how you can compare two different things, then you get the idea of simile, right? Okay, metaphor. So it is a poetic device which is used to compare two different things by saying that one thing is another. So we are not using the words like or as, but we just say that this thing is that, right? One thing is another. So two different things are treated as one. For example, the stars are diamonds in the sky. So if you remember, like in the previous slide, when I was discussing simile, the example was the stars twinkle like diamonds in the sky, right? So here I have not written like. The stars are diamonds in the sky. Again, there's a comparison, isn't it? The stars are compared to diamonds, but we are not using words like and as, sorry, okay? So the stars are diamonds in the sky. My teddy is a ball of cotton. Okay, so teddy is compared to a ball of cotton, but you are not using the words like and as. You are directly implying, okay, the comparison, that of the teddy to that of a ball of cotton. My teddy is a ball of cotton. Okay, so if you just look at this example, so class 5 students will remember from the poem, The Ice Cream Man, I think, right? So this is a stanza I have taken from that poem from class 5's textbook. His cart might be a flower bed of roses and sweet peas, the way the children cluster round as thick as honeybees. So the ice cream seller, right, the ice cream man's cart. So how the way the children gathers round that cart, okay, and the poet has compared to that of honeybees. You have seen how honeybees gather in groups, isn't it? The swarms of, like, you can say, bees, right? So as thick as honeybees. So just to convey the, you can say, image, the picture in the, you can say, in the mind of, you can say, the, in order to create the picture in the mind of the readers, that there are so many children, right, who cluster around the ice cream man's cart. So the comparison is done with honeybees, as thick as honeybees. So this line has simile, okay. The way the children cluster around as thick as honeybees. Okay, this is one example which I felt you can relate because you have already covered this poem, okay, The Ice Cream Man. And even class 6 students might remember, okay. So another one. So this is not from your textbook though. So I went to San Francisco. I saw the bridges high, spun across the water like cobwebs in the sky. So in this poem, this is just 4-line poem, a quatrain. Okay, yesterday, if you remember, Gideon Stargela told you about quatrain and cinquain, depending on the number of lines in the poem. So this 4-line poem, okay. Here, what do you find? The last line is a simile, okay. So the poet tells, I went to San Francisco. I saw the bridges high, spun across the water like cobwebs in the sky. Okay, the last line of the stanza, like cobwebs in the sky, with no doubt, right, we can see there is simile. But can you tell what comparison, okay, what are the two things that are compared in this poem? Yes? Okay, so I assume that you said the cobwebs, okay, to the bridges, right? So you can see when the poet went to San Francisco, what did he find? What did he see? Bridges high, and they are like spun around like cobwebs. Do you know what cobwebs are? You know spider, right? The web spiders make. Okay, so the bridges, they are, you can say, built in such a way that the poet felt like he could just imagine that. He could just, we picture that. It looks like a cobweb. Okay, so the comparison is made between the bridge, the way the bridge is constructed there, okay, spun, okay, to that of cobweb. Okay, look at the slide. So I saw the bridge is high, okay, spun across the water. The way the bridges, okay, are spun across the water looks like cobwebs in the sky. That means it's very high. The bridges are so high that it looks like cobwebs spun in the sky. Okay, a beautiful comparison, isn't it? Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Next metaphor. Okay, the meaning of metaphor I have already told you. So, this example again from the same poem, Ice Cream Man. When summer is in the city and breaks a blaze of heat, the ice cream man with his little cart goes trundling down the street. So, what you need to remember is when summer is in the city here, the apostrophe and S doesn't show, or you can say the summer apostrophe S do not show a possession. Okay, here it's just the contracted form of when summer is in the city. Okay, it means when summer is in the city, but the poet is written in contracted form. Okay, when summer is in the city, so that the readers know the way in which you have to read this. Okay, and break apostrophe S does not show any possession. Okay, it's not like Tenzin's book, Nima's pen. It's not that. Okay, here it's not something that the brick owns. Okay, but here break apostrophe S means brick is. Okay, but it's written in contracted form just to let you know how to read, rather than reading like and brick is a blaze of heat and brick is a blaze of heat. Okay, so in this particular, you can say, part, the second line, what do you find? This metaphor. Okay, how? Here the brick is compared to the blaze of heat. Okay, the two different things. That is just to help the readers imagine and kind of understand how hot it might be. Okay, the weather is so hot because it's trying to kind of convey the picture of a summer, right? The kind of weather, the kind of thing you imagine, you experience during summer. Okay, when summer is in the city and breaks a blaze of heat, that means the brick is like, or you can say, if you convert this into simile, you can just use brick is like a blaze of heat. But here, since it is metaphor, the comparison is directly implied. And breaks a blaze of heat, the ice cream man with his little cart goes trundling down the street. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Another one, see, the dark grey clouds, the great grey clouds, the black rolling clouds are elephants going down to the sea for water. They draw up water in their trunks. They march back again across the sky. They spray the earth with the water and men say it is raining. Okay, so this is written by, you can see the name of the poet there. So my focus here would be the third line. Okay, the black rolling clouds are elephants. Okay, now what do you find? Though we can find metaphor right from the beginning, right? The dark grey clouds, the great grey clouds, the black rolling clouds, so all to describe the clouds. Okay, dark grey, great grey, black rolling clouds. So the clouds are compared to elephants. So have you ever imagined yourself looking at the dark clouds and thinking that this might be an elephant? Poets do such things, right? They imagine things, they look at things in different way. They try to create a new vision. Okay, so this is what the poet has done here. The dark grey clouds, the great grey clouds, the black rolling clouds are elephants. So rather than saying are like elephants, Okay. So, if you write are like elephants means you are using simile, but here the black rolling clouds are elephants. So, it is a metaphor. Okay. So, how the cloud is like behaving like elephant, and what you can say the elephants are drawing water in their trunk, and then they go back to the sky and then spray the water on earth, and we say it is raining. So, how beautiful the poet has kind of imagined the black clouds and described, isn't it? So, with the help of a metaphor here in the third line metaphor. So, it's just to, it's only about looking at a thing from a different angle, okay, trying to imagine in a new way. Okay. So, this is how the poet has done. Okay. So, what we are going to do now is we are going to think of, okay, using, okay, the part of presentation in the slide, or you can in the form of slides is done. Now, what I am going to do now is we are going to write a poem, create a short poem where we are going to use simile or metaphor. Okay, I just wish if it's a live class where I can make you do that and I can see you doing this, okay, but since this is a virtual class, right, I cannot see you doing all these things, trying all these things, but I can just imagine that you are here. Okay. And what I will be doing is I will in a way try to demonstrate, tell you how we can create, how we can write a piece of poetry, okay, by following what? Yes, writing process. Okay, we will follow the writing process, and then we will create or compose a short poem where we are going to use simile or metaphor. Okay. So, what I want to do is, okay, so you can see I have already divided the board. So, what is the first step that we need to follow whenever we have to write something? Be it a paragraph, an essay, a story, or a piece of poetry. Writing, right, isn't it? Sorry, writing process. Okay. So, the first thing is we will be at the pre-writing stage, isn't it? So, what we will be doing is for the pre-writing, that is the planning stage, isn't it? And what we need to remember is, I remember telling you in one of my previous sessions that we need to be careful about what your purpose is, okay, who are your audience and your focus. Okay. Do you remember? Right. So, my purpose, okay, what is my purpose? To create a new image, isn't it, by using simile or metaphor. Okay. To create a fresh, or you can say new image by using simile or metaphor. Okay. So, this is important, right, because this will help you stay focused, right, my purpose, my audience. So, who are my audience? Who is going to read, or for whom am I writing this? Okay. So, my audience is my students, right, like you, my students or the viewers, right. So, here my focus is more on the students, that is why I am writing my students. Okay. And my focus to use, what is my focus? To use simile or metaphor, okay, to create a fresh image of something, right, to use simile or metaphor by comparing two different things, isn't it? Okay, so this is my purpose, my audience, my focus. Now we will look at the pre-writing stage, right? So this is also part of this. Okay, so because before you start writing, you need to think, okay, what is my purpose? What am I going to do? Okay, who will be the ones who will read this, right? That is your audience. And what would be my focus? Okay, and then you have to think about what you are going to write. Okay, let me see. Okay, 20 minutes. So what we are going to do is see pre-writing. Here now first thing we need to do is we need to think about the topic idea. Okay, or what are the things on which you are going to write, right? So I need to think about, I need to brainstorm in a way, okay, what should be the topic? Like if I write on, what if I write on, okay, trees, maybe flowers. So these are the topic ideas. Let me just write. Okay, topic ideas. So my topic ideas may be, okay, am I going to write on trees, flowers, birds, what else? Okay, rain, okay, or raindrops, or am I going to write on the wind? So I'm picking all the kind of these elements from nature. Okay, yesterday I told you nature inspires my poetry. Okay, so the wind, okay, the sun. Okay, since it's July, right? It's monsoon time, it's rainy season, we often have rain, right? Rainfall. So I think I would go with this. Okay, I would go with raindrops. So topic ideas, I try to think about different topics on which to write a poem, and I got this now. Now I decided that I'm going to write a poem on raindrops. Okay, what next? See, I'm still in the pre-writing stage. Okay, I'm still in the pre-writing stage. I told you earlier also, you have to spend more time on the planning stage so that your end product, whatever you have written, comes up better, right? So you have to spend some time on the pre-writing stage. You have to decide, you have to plan. Okay, so I have decided my topic. My topic would be raindrops. Okay, so now I'm going to brainstorm what are the things I can write, okay, about raindrops. So I'm making use of clustering. Okay, the cluster map I'm going to use. See, since this is my topic idea, raindrops, so I'll put this in the center. Okay, and now what are the things that come to my mind when I think of raindrops? Since my focus is using simile or metaphor, so you need to in a way keep reminding yourself that you are going to compare. Okay, since your topic idea is raindrops, okay, so you are going to compare raindrops to something, with something. Okay, so raindrops, okay, what are the things that I can compare raindrops with? Raindrops are, I think, if we look at how a raindrops look like, okay, we can think about crystals. Okay, crystals, What else? Sometimes, like when farmers, they are waiting for raindrops, isn't it? When there's drought and dryness, so raindrops come as blessings, isn't it? Okay, yes, so I can write blessings. Right. What else? Crystals, blessings. Have you ever tried to listen to the sounds produced by raindrops? Okay, so you hear different sounds. There's a music, there's a rhythm, there's a beat in every raindrop that falls. So I can think of raindrops as musicians. Okay. Yes, what else? I just need one more thing. Okay, so if you change the mood, okay, sometimes like you feel like you compare yourself with rain, tears, okay, so you can just in a way compare raindrops with teardrops. All right, I think I have got enough, right? For comparison, I have teardrops, crystals, blessings, musicians. Okay, so now what shall I do? Next part. Okay, now I have to choose. Okay, am I going to compare? Because see, we are not writing a paragraph. If we are writing a paragraph, you can use all this. You can compare raindrops to teardrops, musicians, blessings, crystals. But here I am going to write a short poem, okay, with just one comparison. So I am going to choose one from here, right? Okay, crystals. Now what you need to decide, what you need to think is, okay, I can compare raindrops with crystals, but then you need to think about, do you have enough to say, to express, in order to compare raindrops with crystals? You need to think, okay, in your mind, right? And you can think, okay, do you have enough thing to express or say if you compare raindrops with blessings, or if you compare raindrops with musicians, teardrops? So I just think, okay, at this point of time, I think I can go with teardrops, because I think I will be able to express in a better way if I compare raindrops with teardrops. Okay, so I'm going to choose this. Okay, teardrops. Next, so this is pre-writing stage. Okay, the strategies. This is one, right? Now you can, once you decided this, now you have to think of, okay, strategies, how you are going to come up with all the points that you can compare raindrops to, or the points that will help you compare raindrops to teardrops. 28. Okay, I need to look at time as well. Yes, now what I'm going to do is I am going to make a T-chart, okay, where I am going to compare raindrops to teardrops. So here I'm going to write raindrops. Here I'm going to write teardrops. Okay, raindrops, teardrops. Now what we need to do is we need to compare. You need to look at similarities that you see in raindrops and teardrops. Raindrops, okay, I can think they fall, right? Teardrops, they also they fall, right? Raindrops fall, they fall, teardrops they fall. You can say raindrops lighten the sky when it is heavy with clouds, isn't it? Lighten the heart when it is heavy with emotions. Right? Can you resonate? Can you relate this? When you shed tears, your heart becomes light, isn't it? You are relieved of your sorrow or your pain, or if you are shedding tears out of joy, okay, you get relief. Lighten the sky, clears the sky, isn't it? After rainfall, what do you see? The sky is clear, isn't it? Clears the sky. Lightens the heart, isn't it? Relieves the heart, it makes the heart cheerful in a way, right? Or you can say makes the heart lighter, okay? Relieves, you can write, relieves the heart, okay, of whatever your emotion or joy. Okay, so I think that would be fine if we are just going to write a very short poem, okay, that would do. Next, okay, so next would be my writing, okay, or drafting stage. We would be on the writing or drafting. Writing or drafting, okay. So, when you are on the writing stage, what you need to do is you have to look at all these things that you have decided or planned during your pre-writing stage, okay. During your pre-writing stage, what did you plan? Okay, you have to look at this because this will help you, okay. Okay, so raindrops, okay, I'm going to write, okay, I'm use from here. Raindrops are the teardrops. See, I have compared this. Raindrops are the teardrops. Now, I am using from here because I have to compare. Okay, raindrops are the teardrops that fall. Okay, they fall. They fall down when the sky, okay, when the sky is heavy, okay, heavy with the weight of the clouds, like the teardrops that fall down when it is heavy with emotions, okay, when the heart is heavy with emotions. Okay, see, since our focus here is comparison, right, using comparison with comparing two different things with by using simile or metaphor. So, we do not need to worry about rhyme. Okay. So, if you can make it rhyme, it is good, otherwise you cannot, you just need not think about making the words rhyme, just focus on your like making comparison. Okay. And the heart is heavy with emotions. Is there anything else can add? They make the sky clear. Like teardrops. Okay, so now what we are going to do next. So, this is writing and drafting part. Okay. So, we are done with the writing and drafting part. Okay. So, the next step would be revising. Okay. We need to look at how we can make changes to the first draft, okay, to the draft that we have prepared. Okay. The first draft. So, we have to do a kind of like revising in order to make changes, right. So, the first step for revising is to read, okay, read what you have written, right. So, I am just going to read. Raindrops are the teardrops that fall down when the sky is heavy with the weight of the clouds, like the teardrops that fall down when the heart is heavy with emotions. They make the sky clear like teardrops clearing the heart. So, for revising, I can think of, okay, what to delete, okay, if is there any particular word or phrase that is not required, okay, or can I just restructure the way it is written. So, you need to think about, okay. So, raindrops are the teardrops. So, it is kind of a metaphor here, right, raindrops are the teardrops, but then I feel like if I use like, it would be, the idea would be more, you can say, meaningful, right. I just felt this is more, it would be more, you can say, appropriate. So, what I am going to do is, instead of the, I am going to use like. Raindrops are like teardrops that fall down when the sky is heavy with the weight of the clouds. Okay, so I do not think this is required, right, the weight of the clouds, because we can like economy of words, isn't it. So, I do not think this is required. So, when the sky is heavy with, I can remove this as well, right, I can remove this, this, this. So, when the sky is heavy with, I can just keep this word here, right, when the sky is heavy with clouds, isn't it. Raindrops are like teardrops that fall down when the sky is heavy with clouds. Sounds much better, isn't it. Okay, what next? Like the sky and the that fall down and the sky is heavy with clouds, like the teardrops. Okay, you see I have compared. Okay, again, like the raindrops are like, again, like the teardrops, what they do, teardrops that fall down. Okay, so I can see that fall down, that fall down. I have used this particular phrase. See, I have made use of line break here at teardrops. Raindrops are like teardrops that fall down. I just started another line, okay. In a fresh line, I have written that fall down. What I see here, like the teardrops that fall down, okay, that fall down. So, what I can do is, I can break this, isn't it. I can think of keeping a line break here, right. So, see, earlier I tried to write a 8-line poem, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Since we have removed this line, isn't it? So, I can now change this, and moreover it would look better. It would in a way rhyme, isn't it? That fall down, that fall down. It would also be a kind of repetition. So, raindrops are like teardrops that fall down when the sky is heavy with clouds, like the teardrops. So, what I can do is I can have a line break, and I will keep this in the next line, okay, that fall down when the heart is heavy with emotions. Okay. They make the sky clear like teardrops cheers the heart. So, what I can think is we can in a way remove this as well, or we can think of reframing this. They make the sky clear like teardrops clear the heart. Okay, we can write it this way as well, right. So, the revising part is done. Okay, whatever. So, what we can do now is editing and proofreading. So, I will go quickly. Okay, raindrops are like, so since we do not have much time, so I will quickly go through it. Raindrops are like teardrops that fall down when the, so now after revising, for editing and proofreading, what are we looking at? We are looking at spelling, we are looking at punctuation marks, okay, any other grammar error or line spacing, okay. So, all these things we need to focus here. So, raindrops are like teardrops that fall down, okay, fine, no spelling error, no spelling mistakes here. So, raindrops are like teardrops that fall down, so no punctuation mark is needed, okay, good to go now. When the sky is heavy with clouds, okay, I will put the clouds here, right, like the teardrops that fall down. Okay, in case if I have written falls down, then it may be wrong. So, I will have to remove s, because the subject does not agree with the verb, right, but here I have not made any mistake, very good. So, like the teardrops that fall down when the heart is heavy with emotions. Okay. So, we can put a period here, okay, this is the end of a long sentence, okay, but broken into lines because it is a poem. They make the sky clear like teardrops clear the heart, okay. Okay. Now what we need to do is the final part is rewriting, okay, publishing. Okay. So, writing, drafting we have done revising also here, okay, in this space, because I have only this much space. Revising we have done, right, this part is done, this is done, and we have also done proofreading, right, editing and proofreading. Now, the final part is rewriting. Publishing. Okay, this is the last part. So, I am going to make a fair note, a clean note of this. This is how you will also do. Okay, I am just giving a demonstration, showing you how you can do. Okay, so I have to write it neatly. Raindrops are like, okay, I just missed one thing. We need to also kind of checklist, okay, whether our purpose, like my purpose was to use fresh image by using simile or metaphor, okay. Have I in a way tried to create that? Yes, of course, I have compared raindrops to teardrops, right, and I have made use of simile, isn't it? Good, right. So, I have done this, right, my purpose is served. My audience, okay, my audience are my students. Will my students enjoy reading this? Will my students understand this? I think they will, right. So, if because the language used is very simple here, isn't it? So, my focus to use simile or metaphor, I had choice, isn't it? I can either use simile or metaphor. So, I have used simile here. by comparing two different things. So, the checklist, see, have I compared two different things? Of course, yes, I have compared, right? I have compared raindrops to teardrops. I have compared raindrops with teardrops. So, I have taken care of my focus. Okay, so I can now publish this. Okay, so raindrops are like teardrops that fall down when the sky is heavy with clouds. Like the teardrops. Again, I'm going continuing with that. Okay, I need to break this, right? Like the teardrops that fall down when the heart is heavy with going up, right? Is heavy with emotions. So I need to put a period here. They make the sky clear like the teardrops that clear the heart. Okay. So, what do you find here? Raindrops are like teardrops. Okay, sorry, it's not very good. Okay, so, but I think it's visible, right? Raindrops are like teardrops that fall down. Oh, so it's always good to read again, right? N is missing. Okay, when the sky is heavy with clouds, like the teardrops that fall down. Okay, when the heart is heavy with emotions. Okay, so our focus or our purpose was not to write a rhymed poem, but at least in the second and fourth line we can see this, you can say fifth line, right? You can see that fall down, a rhyme as well as a kind of repetition, isn't it? Teardrops, right? So that fall down when the heart is heavy with emotions. They make the sky clear like the teardrops that clear the heart. Again, we are making use of simile. The raindrops, how the manner in which the raindrops are compared to teardrops is the function, right? Their function, what they do. Okay, clearing the sky, it's clearing the heart. Clearing the heart of what? Your emotions, your pain, sorrow, the heaviness, whatever, it's there. Right? You feel relief, isn't it? So, this is, I'm not saying that this is a perfect piece of poetry, okay, but at least this helps you get an idea how you can create or how you can compose or create a poem, a poetry piece by using simile or metaphor, by following proper writing process. This is how you can do. Okay, I hope you understood. So sorry for taking, I think, more than what I thought of. Okay. So, see you in the third session. So, just after this, Kedin Thargila will begin his session. Thank you.